Underneath the M on the side of this mountain sits the quaint little town of Malad. It's the first city you hit once you've crossed the Utah-Idaho border, and here you'll find shops, old churches, the city park, and this. Hess Pumice, one of the top pumice sources in the entire world.
We've always been very proud to be part of Idaho.
Mike Hess's great-grandfather, Marion Hess, founded the company in 1958. He was working for the state on a bulldozer in Oneida County one day when he struck, well, pumice.
As he was digging away in the mountain, making the road, a white material that came out. He grabbed a bucket of it, had it tested, and found out that it was pumice.
Marion built a pumice processing plant in the center of Malad, and in 1981 moved it south of town to the Malad Business Park. Now, 61 years after finding that white powder, business has continued to boom, with over 80 employees, pumice being sent to 39 different countries, and over 100,000 tons shipped out every year. How do you get the pumice out of here?
Okay, so the pumice comes from our Wrights Creek mine. So just over these mountains right there, exactly 23 miles from here is our Wrights Creek mine.
From there, the pumice is brought here to this impressive facility. Mike gave me a tour.
So let's go back down.
And explained that the powder is crushed, screened, bagged, then loaded onto pallets and put into trucks or train cars.
Our deposit is very pure, a very rare deposit for pumice for the lack of impurities it has. People know Malad, Idaho because of they use the pumice. They see the little brown bag says made in Malad, Idaho.
So you're probably asking, what is pumice used for? Well, there's pumice blocks and stones, and it's put in cosmetics, paints, oils, technology, and you've likely had it in your mouth.
So that gritty feeling after the dentist cleans your teeth, he's used a propy paste when the dental hygienist is doing it. 10 times out of 10, that's probably pumice.
Hess Pumice shows no sign of slowing down. They're a huge employer and economic provider to Malad, a town of 2,200 people, founded by Welsh settlers in the mid-1800s.
They came across the plains with the Mormon pioneers. That's how they got here. They had been converted in Wales. And they kept moving up. I think they probably didn't get along real well because the language was such a barrier.
Jean Thomas is the chair for the Malad Welsh Festival, an annual event held on the last weekend of June. There are food and craft vendors, history and cultural events, and live music on this amphitheater stage.
Everybody's invited. You do not have to be Welsh.
Jean has lived in Malad most of her life and remembers hearing the Iron Door legend as a child. The story goes that in the 1800s, a Utah bank was robbed, and the robbers buried their stolen gold bricks in the Samaria Mountains outside of Malad. Word spread fast that treasure was hidden, and over the years, hundreds have dug through the hills looking for gold.
Does it exist? I think probably so, but those mountains are full of caves and caverns. I think with the passage of time, earthquakes, the shifting of the ground, I don't think anybody will ever find it.
And people are still coming to Malad to hit it rich with the lottery. Locals know when the winnings are high because an influx of Utahns invade their town.
The lines will stretch clear around the store twice.
Oh my heavens, we don't even go down to that end of town where they sell the tickets.
Ralph Bennett moved to Malad 46 years ago, hired to teach band and choir at the high school while still a student at Utah State University. He retired just 3 years ago, having spent over 4 decades in the classroom.
If you look around, almost everybody I taught.
Although Malad hasn't experienced major growth, Ralph has seen things change over the years.
When I first came here, it was very agricultural. And I remember one year we lost 70 farms in 1 year when the market crashed, and everybody just converted over. Now we still have a lot of farms, but they're just local farms, and mostly those people have a job somewhere else.
Ralph says Malad has seen a recent influx of people moving in from other states, desperate to escape city life and live in a slower-paced, peaceful setting with lots of options for outdoor activities.
If you like hiking, these mountains are great. We have 5 reservoirs within our county, big reservoirs, so fishing is a wonderful thing. Hunting is a great thing.
Ralph loves it here, so does Jean.
It's a good place to raise families.
And so does Mike and the Hess family.
We're definitely part of eastern Idaho.
It's folks like these and all their friends and neighbors in Malad who are proud to say, we are East Idaho. I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.